Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's chat. I am Monique Carlisle. I am your business optimization and automation specialist with Midas Web. And today we are continuing the conversation about building trust and reputation with your clients. So, yesterday we talked about starting your blog content and getting that out there. You can actually schedule your blog content so you can create it very quickly with ChatGPT and then go into scheduling all of those posts that you're creating to create that consistency. Today, we're going to be talking about building your reputation with a site that sells. So, a lot of people will tell you about a funnel or a sales page and multiple steps and things like that. And yes, you can build those. But we also want a landing page, a core website that communicates your brand's reputation. So, how do you do that? Well, one way is by branding. So when we say branding, we're talking about the messaging, we're talking about the colors, we're talking about font and information that's actually contained. And how do they know that that's a real business? They're going to compare that to different places. So different places like Google My Business, Facebook, all of your Instagram and social media accounts. They're going to check to make sure that you are a legitimate business. All of those pieces combined together create your brand's reputation. So today we are going to focus on building that website, and we're going to start with our prompting ChatGPT and how we can use AI for some insights into building this great website. Then we're going to go actually into the high-level system and build it from a template. So all of that is what we're going to cover today. And then afterwards, when we're finished with the live, you can join me in open office hours. Just click the link below and register for open office hours. Get that Zoom link, and I will be available to answer your questions about business, be a sounding board for any ideas you have for your own business, or how to use AI, all the way through our platform. If you have questions about your high-level usage, do log in, ask some questions. We're happy to help you scale and implement and just grow your business. So let's jump into ChatGPT. There it is. Yesterday, we started on a pet grooming business. So we wrote a blog about the importance of pet grooming. So we're going to actually continue with this niche and develop a very basic website for a pet grooming business. So I'm going to start a new chat because I'm not talking about blog topics, and I'm going to ask it to create a website. When you are working with your chat GPT, you need to give it a role. There's a lot of information out there that your GPT, regardless of which one you use, needs to draw in from. So we want to kind of focus its attention on just the area of expertise that lends itself to our question. A good way to think about this is, if I were to hire somebody to do this work for me, what would I call them? Who would they be? So in this case, we're going to be hiring a marketing expert. So I'm going to tell GPT to act as a marketing expert with 20 years experience. So give it that role, specializing in pet service companies. All right, so I'm telling it exactly who I want. I want somebody who is specialized in the niche that I'm working in. Now I'm going to give it its task. Create a website for my pet grooming company. We offer all standard services, including, let's just say, bathing, nail care, grooming services, and let's just say we have day boarding as well. We're going to give it some parameters. Ensure I'm going to tell it to use best practices for the site that includes that will convert prospects into customers and encourage them to schedule an appointment. And I'm going to tell it to include my calls to action. Before I do that, I'm going to just tell it to describe the layout, including each page I need to create, include calls to action, suggested images, and any other information I need to create an amazing website for my business. Please. All right, so that's all I'm going to say. And then click enter, and we're going to let it do its work. So this is a great way to start, if you don't know where to start the idea process. You might not like every single thing that it creates, and that's typical, normal, appropriate. So you're going to want to read through it and decide if you like what it says and change the word choice to be your particular branding style. So let's see what it created. It says for the home page, we want the hero section at the top, professional pet grooming and day boarding services, subheadline, book an appointment. That sounds good. Content, company, highlighting your experience, descriptions of each services, testimonial. So it's telling me what to create. And then again, a CTA. All right. So we're going to hold this information here and come into our sandbox. So within our sandbox, we're going to navigate over to sites, and let's open a new site. Now this time we're going to go see if there's a pet grooming template that's already created. If not, we can always create it from scratch since we know how to design it with ChatGPT's help. So let's see if there's anything under pets. All right. So we have some pet insurance, health, medical, and insurance again. Now, when you're looking at these templates, you're really only looking at the style and layout. It's just meant to be a helping hand. You do not need to be in the pet medical business to use this site. You're really looking at, do I like the layout? Do I like the button here and the curvy thing here, which you can also change later. So I think we're going to go with this one. I like the happy couple in the back. And we're going to click continue. You can always scroll through and kind of get a preview of what it looks like. I like that it has all of these places for the call to action. So we're going to go and create it and let it load. All right. Once it loads, we are going to be jumped straight into the home page and we can start our editing. So the first thing we're going to do is change our headline. Head over to ChatGPT. It says professional pet grooming and day boarding services. Copy and paste. All right. I don't like this, that it's so wide, and I want to move it on the other side. So I'm going to take this larger section here, and I'm actually going to move it and use the padding to kind of scoot it over. So that's going to be over here under padding. All right, we might need to do quite a bit. All right, so that's good for me. You could again do more. You can also, another way you could do it is you can create 2 columns. So I'm going to hover over the purple column here, and I'm going to copy it, and that will create 2. So now I can actually scoot this over and then delete these pieces because I don't need them. So that's another way to quickly kind of scoot things over where you need them to be. All right, so let's change the font of this. So I would like a different font for the entire site. So I'm going to go up here to typography or typography, and that allows you to change the text font for the entire page. So if I change it from Roboto to, let's say, Montserrat, it's going to change it across the page. Let's do one that's a little more obvious so you can see that change. Let's say Akalonica. I like that one. It's pretty. So here we have the whole thing is changed. Now, we're not going to keep it for that because it's not appropriate for a grooming business. Let's go back to Montserrat. And we can also change the content font, which would be used in the paragraphs. All right, it's not coverage. It says pamper your pet with premium grooming services. So we're going to change this there. Uh-oh, we have some check marks that we don't want. There we go. Let's go recopy that. I'm not sure what happened there, but we'll just fix that there. There we go. All right, I want to make this a little bit bigger. I want it to be nice and obvious. On the right, you'll have all of your text editor options for font. And then we need to connect this. The call to action is a book an appointment. So I'm going to change this. Now, buttons are a little different. You're not going to change the text inside the button. You're going to scroll down and change the text over here on the right. So book an appointment. Now, where do I want that to connect to? Probably want to send it to a particular page where they can go to schedule. So appointment now page. So I'm just going to connect that button to the appointment page. When they click this, it's going to go to the next page, the appropriate page. All right. We'll need to change a few more things. We won't change the whole thing today. Let's see. Customer testimonials. Those are all things I'll have to pull. Let's see. A headline about us. So about our grooming services. All right. So you're going to go through and you're going to add all of these pieces. I won't bore you with that. But the important thing, I wanted to point out a few things on a template in a site that sells. You need to have a call to action at the very top of your website. When they log in for the first time, there's going to be some warm leads that just remember your company name. The first thing they want to do is get to that action, whether it's call, book an appointment, subscribe, purchase. So you want to have the most important call to action at the top. So in this case, book an appointment. It might be subscribe to our newsletter or call for a consultation, those things. So make sure that you have a call to action at the top. You want a hero image. That's what this large piece here is called. This hero image needs to represent your company as well. It doesn't have to be a picture. It can be a background color. It could be a abstract art. It could be whatever would represent your business, and it needs to be consistent. So if I navigate, we'll save this. If I navigate from this page to the next one, it should be the same size. The actual image can change according to, so you'll see this one changed, what you are offering on that page. So this is a contact us, but the hero image should still be up here. And again, you want that most important call to action at the very top. Go back to the homepage for a moment. Your menu bar at the top, also needs to be intentional. So what are the most likely reasons that someone's visiting your page? They definitely want to know how to get back to the original page. But there should be somewhere that says services. If you have multiple distinct services, then perhaps they each need a tab. If you do only car repairs, maybe you segment that into separate sections. And so make sure you have your services up here. a way to contact you, a way to book an appointment. These are the pieces that they need. I'm not a huge fan of putting about us and contact us at the top unless you are a social company. So nonprofits, they have a good long social history. That is more appropriate for an about us. If you're a car repair, perhaps the about us can be on the contact us page, or get to know us. You can change the title of all of these. That's very easy. If you click on the header at the top over here, it's a quick edit, and then you can change the title, where it goes, all of those things. And then you can even drag these to move them down the menu. One thing that's rarely talked about, hold on one second. See how this kind of scooted over a little bit? That puts it underneath. I'll show you again. Let me scoot that in so you can see what that does. So you'll notice that it's tabbed in just a little bit on the right. That means that it's now a sub page underneath Contact Us. So if it ever disappears on you, that's why. So I'll go ahead and slide it back so you can see it. A seldom talked about header menu item that's very important is your blog. If you are writing a blog, or you are establishing that industry expertise, then you need to have blog up in your header. This is read for SEO purposes. So you want your headline up here, the menu, to be SEO friendly. So I wouldn't put just services. I would put car repair services, or roof inspections, whatever it is that you're doing, tree removal. Make sure that your header, this navigation menu, is specific to your company. That will help your SEO. This should also be a call to action that's appropriate for your industry. It could be a call for service. So if you're a tow truck company, probably need to have a call for a tow button at the top. That's what they need access to immediately. If you're more on an appointment scheduling basis, maybe a book appointment. If you're selling a subscription service to a membership community, courses, things like that, you could have a CR course library. All of those things are some ideas for your buttons at the top. Let's scroll down and just kind of scroll through this. You'll notice that this is very easy to read. There's lots of white space. They alternate their pictures. This is common. A consideration when you're choosing to alternate your pictures. In mobile mode, these will stack left to right. So what that means is you'll have the image, unless you do the special settings, you'll see the image come second instead of at the top. So you want to make sure you're being aware of the mobile mode, which you can see on the right here. Notice how each of these have a call to action. So you want to make sure you're having lots and lots of call to actions that are appropriate. This one, I would actually put the number to the 24/7 pet line. I wouldn't say get started. I would actually say call 1-800, pet help for support. So I would make sure your call to action is appropriate to the piece that you're describing. Testimonials are important. We'll talk later about reputation management, making sure that your reputation is being what's the word I'm looking for? That you have a reputation that's appearing on Google My Business, and the testimonials are good. You can actually respond to them within the system, but we'll talk about all of those things at a later training. And then, of course, frequently asked questions. This helps qualify your prospects. So when you have frequently asked questions, it helps them kind of identify, one, do you know what you're talking about? Okay. Are you right for me and my pet? So for this pet grooming, maybe it says, do you take large dogs? Do you do cat claws? right? Do you cut cat nails? What is the length of time I can leave my pet with you, since it does day boarding as well? Those are all different frequently asked questions that could be relevant to this particular business. And it shows that before the client even calls, I know what they're wondering. Those are important things to communicate. And then, of course, your footer with your social media links. If you are on social media, make sure you have your social media links on your website. That is one way that they're going to go check on your business. They're going to click here and make sure that it goes to your website, to your Facebook website or business page, and they're going to read reviews. They're going to look at the stuff you're posting. So if you're not active on social media, don't put your links. I have run into this a lot where the social media link goes to a page that hasn't been touched in years, or it goes to like Facebook. The page doesn't actually exist, right? It goes to like just your home profile because the page doesn't exist. Make sure that you're testing those links and that they're working and that you're active in them. Within the system, you get unlimited pages, so you can definitely segment each of your services, your products, your offers, even your calendars, things like that. So I hope this was helpful in getting you started on building a site that sells. This is, again, a landing page. It is not a sales funnel. You can use ChatGPT to build both. We just built a website, and it gave me some suggestions. We implemented it into the system, save, and then as soon as we connect the domain, we can publish it and start selling from it. If you have any questions about this or any other business topic, join me in open office hours right after this live. I will be in there shortly and to help you grow, answer your questions about AI, automation, or business, anything you need, we are here to help you grow. See you in the room.